cannot believe you guys have never played a VCR game before. They were really popular in the... Well, okay, they're never popular, but they tried to make them popular in the 80s.
How does it work? It's a board game, but with a video?
Well, you know those overly complicated games that nobody could follow except for that one smug asshole?
Uh-huh.
Well, here the smug asshole is a VHS tape.
Sure about that?
There, all set up. Go ahead and hand me that VHS there.
Wait, this isn't a game? It's Eragon. Came out in 2006.
What? Impossible.
Yeah, it's based on that book written by that 18-year-old that impressed people because it read like a book written by an 18-year-old.
No. There's no way this was an actual movie. Movies have something unique, a style. Even bad ones have something that's separated from the others. Trust me, this is just a generic fantasy game with a million generic fantasy cliches like a million others.
I don't know, Critic. I remember it being advertised and everything.
Okay, look, I'll put it on to show you. Oh, sorry, I need this room for my papers. The best game should always feel like homework. Greetings, adventurer. See, I told you it's not meant to be taken this seriously. John Malkovich is in. I am the evil king, Galpatorex. With my minion, Durza, I will rule all of Allegasia. See, how serious is this supposed to be? Listen to those names. Begin your adventure with Eragon. Yeah, even though it wasn't a big hit, Eragon still holds a place in people's memories. It's a story of swords and princesses and dragons and absolutely nothing else. Yeah, nothing really separates it from a million other fantasies and myths that you've heard a million times, to a point where it's kind of intriguing. But again, that's to be expected from a VCR game from the 80s.
I'm telling you, Critic, it's a 2006 movie.
Next, you'll be telling me he worked at Steppenwolf. Begin your quest at the beginning, where you begin.
I'm telling you, Critic.
Okay, fine. I'll go through the whole thing just to show you it's simply a generic fantasy video game.
I never said I wanted to do that.
I also recall no interest in this plan.
Let's go through and see what's wrong with this masterpiece.
What are your eyes even looking at? We're down here.
Let's take a look at Eragon.
Who are you talking to right now?
Allegasia was ruled by men astride mighty dragons.
Ooh, a dragon film with Jeremy Irons that opens with white clouds. Oh god, no. Hide every working weigh-ins!
And for thousands of years, the people prospered.
Fun fact, this is what Inspector Gadget sees every time he unzips his pants.
Ew!
I can't help how my perverted mind sees the world.
Yes, you can.
Then I just don't want to. There's apparently a handful of people known as the Dragon Riders, who make pies. The name is deceiving. And speaking of deceiving...
A young rider betrayed them.
Ah, this must be the villain from powerful group that used to be friend but turned evil traitor. He killed all the dragons and riders and rules with an iron fist, covering his mouth, trying not to laugh at his own name.
Since then, our land has been ruled by Galpatorex.
I swear, that sounds like a foreign soup.
Galpatorex.
Yes, I'll have a bowl of the Galpatorex. Cut to the forest of ancient poor color corrections where we see a fleeing rider named Arya. A girl has no dragon film. There, it's out of the way, let's continue. She's ambushed by the king's minion, Durza, played by Robert Carlyle. And for a guy who had to look like this in Once Upon a Time, he still seems pretty silly here.
Give it to me, and I'll let you live.
Oh my god, this would be amazing if it turned out this was all just the NyQuil ad before the story started. I will relieve your nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching evil. She teleports it away to, Jimmy Kent, who figures he might be able to sell it to quit being Downton Abbey's first footman. Okay, so if he swallows that, the story ends and he wakes up in his bed believing whatever he wants to believe. It might kill him if he swallows it, but I say that's worth the risk. Actually, this is our title character, Eragon, played by Ed Spellers. The poor, good-looking farm boy who dreams of adventure. There, you see? What movie would be that bare minimum with its main character?
Well, maybe there's other defining traits about him.
There are no other defining traits about him.
I'm really learning not to like this guy.
It's John Malkovich, he's used to it.
What many men seek is often right under their nose. But for some, the unknown is too hard to resist.
That must be the gruff uncle, looking after the main character after something happened to his parents. I can't wait to see him make it all the way to the end. He lives with his uncle and cousin in the shitty Shire where they, let's see, yep, insert playful action sequences posing as character bonding.
My breakfast.
too slow. Wake up, Prima. That sounded like your head.
Why, I'm discovering that he enjoys fighting and gets along with his cousin. Oh look, 2 birds, and me with a stone. Wow, that not only missed, but it was both boring and awkward. But it looks like his cousin named Roran is off to join the king's army.
Work on that aim. You may make a hunter yet.
Which one is going again? We look so much alike, I sometimes forget who we are. Yeah, I'm really gonna miss the way he fought for a minute and said he was gonna join the army and then joined the army. All in the Family has nothing on these dynamic relationships! The Harry Potter jelly bean hatches, though, giving birth to a bouncing baby Spyro.
Not a stone. An egg.
Very good! Eragon, the moron of dragons! A few select people feel their connection, though, making Arya's budget-saving invisible chains even tighter.
Where is it?
Too late.
My time has come.
Shivers down my spine, body's aching all the time!
Thus, Eragon discovers all sorts of things about his new pet.
Look at what you did.
You pushed my hand really hard on a cinnamon bun.
Go on.
I smell a DreamWorks spin-off, How to Lame Your Dragon. And in an ironic twist, Jay Baruchel will voice the dragon. Christ, it's like they grounded up gizmos, fed it to that baby from storks, and then farted out a pregnant Balt who gave birth to this. Thus, we're finally introduced to the evil Galpatorex, played by Transformers 3's Master of Subtlety, John Malkovich.
I suffer without my stone. Do not prolong my suffering.
Wait, isn't John Malkovich that pretentious actor who isn't good but everyone has to pretend is good for some reason?
If you're at this scene, you are probably talking about my acting right now.
That as long as I am king, gather my army and follow them.
Many people would say I enunciate too much and speak in a patronizing tone that even patronizing toads would call patronizing toads. Yes, I believe the technical term is malksplaining. But I do this because for half of my life, I was a mute.
Wow, we never knew that.
Thus, if it looks like I am showing off how I just learned how to talk, it's because I am.
Do not prolong my suffering.
Do not let them reach the Varden.
Don't I say everything like I just learned how to speak and flaunting it?
I am not interested in being challenged to remind those who resist my rule.
I know you mock me, but I am just so excited to hear words coming out of my mouth that I have to relish it.
When the Varden learn that the legend is real, disloyalty will be punishable by death.
So please, be kind to my performance, but everything else about me you can mock.
That's fair.
We'll take it.
So you know how this goes. Eragon has to raise the dragon over the course of months, even years, to establish a strong connection with her. Or that. They grow up so fast, I guess. We can still go off the basic connection they started to establish when the dragon was younger.
Rom was right, Eragon. The time of the Dragon Riders has come again.
Done. This isn't gonna work. We now have Rachel Weisz playing the dragon, who calls herself Saphira, communicating telepathically with our hero. Why? First off, while there's usually nothing wrong with Rachel Weisz in general, wouldn't a Cate Blanchett or Helen Mirren or Angelica Houston or somebody with a more commanding voice make more sense? I keep expecting this voice to ask George of the Jungle to save her.
I have waited 1,000 years to hear your thoughts.
Second, their connection is surprisingly weakened once he can hear her. We had them originally connecting through silence, and that was working out fine. Granted, there wasn't a lot of time to it, but, you know, it was on the right track. Suddenly, out of nowhere, you go from a baby to a grown-up, so not only is that practically a different character, but now there's a different form of communication as well. So it disrupts the natural flow of their relationship. Third, and most importantly, she says nothing of importance throughout the entire film. Yeah, every once in a while she'll explain something in a sentence, but it's something he or one of the other characters easily could have explained. Even if you want to go the route of a mental bond, it would be made stronger if it was left open what and how she was saying it. We don't need it spoon-fed to us. Think of a timeless connection like Lassie. Almost the same setup, a boy and his pet. Would that be nearly as good if we could hear the dog's thoughts?
Lassie, it's time for your vitamins.
I do not wish to take the vitamins. They taste like horse meat and death.
Lassie Martin, I'll give you the 3 to come out.
My last name is Martin? What?
1.
Who gives a dog a last name?
2.
I will shit in your mouth while you sleep tonight.
See what I mean? Okay, so she says he is meant to be her writer. He doesn't know what to think of all this, so he goes to Brom, an old merchant played by Jeremy Irons.
Is it true?
Yes, I will do any movie.
Tell me about the dragons.
Mind your corn. Till your fields.
Ah, this must be the quirky old mentor. The teacher who used to be the thing the hero wants to be. You and the uncle should look into real estate. You got such long lives ahead of you! Speaking of which, Uncle Owen! I will be a Jedi. I mean a knight. I mean Spider-Man. I mean whatever the hell Link is. You did nothing to cause this. I'll kill you!
I'm not going anywhere. Not until I bury him.
There. Funeral fit for a king.
I'll decorate him in 11 herbs and spices when we get back.
Now get on that horse.
Who are you?
Ride now.
Thank you, Mr. Ride Now. My uncle's Kentucky Fried funeral will not go forgotten. So our main character begins his quest.
What was it?
Actually, I don't know. I mean, things are set up. There's a bad king, he has a dragon, I guess bad men are after him, but in terms of what the actual goal of his quest is, if it's mentioned, it's not made very clear. This surprisingly is not super uncommon. For example, the world isn't very well defined. I mean, you see a shot from Avatar, you know you're on Pandora. You see a shot from Wizard of Oz, you know you're in Oz. This could be anywhere. Middle-earth, Fantasia, that Warcraft movie nobody saw? Nothing separates it as unique. But again, I shouldn't be too harsh. After all, it is shot beautifully for a VHS game.
Critic, at some point you have to realize this isn't an especially high-end video for kids. It's an especially bland theatrical release for suckers.
Yeah, it's trying to be something we've never seen, but instead it's everything we've ever seen.
Well, that's just gonna lose you Malkovich enunciation points, isn't it, Malkovich? No, I'm a video. I can't hear you. Oh, sorry. Is that right? So they start their quest to find their quest.
Hurdles. These are the king's enemies, now they're his guard.
Okay, cool. Finally, some action in this movie. I feel like this took forever.
Why can't we take...
You're not ready to take anything yet.
I have skills.
Right then, let's see these skills of yours.
So it's the same action we had before. Two good guys playfully fighting while no real conflict is going on.
You know this won't be fair to you, old man.
Humor me. Oh dear, I see the effect of your training.
Yeah, just keep joking, those people are probably dead, but still, you gotta laugh, this is fun.
It won't be your cousin Roran you're fighting, and it won't be wooden staves either.
You suck, let's go. Sad to say, there's actually a lot of what you just saw for a while. They sit down and talk, they ride on horses. They sit down and talk, they ride on horses. And even when they do sit down and talk, all I'm thinking is how much more interesting it would be if the dragon shut the hell up. Like, look at this scene.
A dragon will only hatch if it feels the presence of its rider.
What he says is true.
A rider will live on if his dragon is killed. But if a rider dies...
So does his dragon.
Yeah, it's generic, it's nothing, it leaves no impact. Now, let's try that scene again, except take out the dialogue and see if not only do you get across what she was saying, but do you actually read even more into it.
A dragon will only hatch if it feels the presence of its rider. A rider will live on if his dragon is killed. But if a rider dies...
Wasn't that more interesting? Wasn't it cooler when you had to feel what she was trying to get across rather than be told? But don't worry, even when they do get to exciting scenes, they don't do them right. When they finally fight some soldiers, it's so dark and shaky you can't even make out what's going on. Eragon gets so ticked off, he lights up the scene through his goddamn will alone. But Irons tells him, I believe it's magic.
Magic comes from dragons. It flows through the riders who command them.
Nah, I'm just kidding. It's midichlorians.
Before you cast a spell, you must learn the ancient language of the elves.
What's the word for tree?
Tree is Trayvon.
Well, that's a happy coincidence. What's the word for hand? Handvon!
And the branch?
Branchvon! Haven't you been listening? So they figure if he's gonna be a dragon rider, he should ride a dragon.
Feel how she moves, Eragon. How she turns. And when she accelerates.
Yeah, I can totally hear you up here. Rah, rah, rah. That's all I'm hearing out of you. Rah, rah, rah. Ah, this must be the evil black monster people who make annoying sounds for no reason. Always an obnoxious addition. Wow, that's the first man I've ever killed. Oh, never mind, going over here now. Effects by industrial lighting, come on!
I thought we agreed not to lie to one another. Dragon Rider.
Of course.
Oh my god, will you shut up? I'd use the term show don't tell, but I'd rather replace them both with shut up! Shut up!
Where's your dragon?
She was murdered with this sword.
That sword is a dragon killer.
Oh, is that why he said it killed a dragon? You had nothing.
And while she was trying to protect me, my dragon was killed.
Better we than our riders.
Again, watch the scene with the dialogue cut out. Instead of listening to her just repeating what's already been said, read her facial reactions.
Dragon Rider. Where's your dragon?
She was murdered with this sword. And while she was trying to protect me, my dragon was killed.
Again, night and day. I don't care if the original book had this or not. Here, it turns an interesting relationship into a standard relationship. And that's not what you want from a fantasy that's trying to stand out. But could be worse. Could be made even more standard by throwing in a princess needing rescuing up ahead. Of course. You will notice her suffering in torment, psychically sending images to Eragon of her twirling in the forest and skipping to pleasant imagery.
That doesn't sound like torment.
That actually sounds really nice.
It is totally not nice. It is to show how brave she is by portraying peaceful imagery even though she is suffering.
You sure you didn't just want to work in some whimsical forest porn that's trademark of fantasies now?
Yeah, I even see it in commercials. You could slap a shampoo logo over it.
I assure you, it is deep in stuff. As Jeremy Irons says in this scene.
If I don't, you'll be killed.
Yes, and it's a sacrifice she's happy to make.
Yeah, how can someone be happy to make a sacrifice? Doesn't that technically make it not a sacrifice?
I don't know. Is what I would say if this was a video where you could hear me, which it is not.
Can we turn this off?
Hey, big news everybody, we're doing another theatrical premiere of one of our reviews, and it's in time for Nostalgia-ween. We're doing a clipless review of the remake of Stephen King's It, and this time it's 2 nights, October 4th and October 5th in Woodridge, Illinois at Hollywood Boulevard Theater. Tickets sold out super fast last time, so you definitely want to get them as quickly as possible. This is a wonderful theater where you can get meals and alcohol. We're gonna be there signing autographs and answering questions. Just go to the link below and get your tickets there. They go super fast. We hope to see you there. So Eragon journeys to rescue the princess and, oh Christ, even their castles are boring. Who designed that place? The guy who made Die Hard batteries? He sneaks in by wearing a robe so he can blend in with whatever the hell those were. World building! As he makes it to her cell, but is stopped by Durza.
I expected someone a little more. Well, more.
I mean, Heath Ledger from A Knight's Tale could kick your ass.
A young magician. How quaint.
Wow. Somebody actually gave a writer a paycheck to have their evil villain say, "How quaint." They even gave him a close-up on that line. They were so impressed by it.
How quaint.
Come on, we have plenty of you should have killed me while you had the chance, or you and I are not so different, or oh hey, you got that one! Go the extra mile! But Brom sacrifices himself for Eragon. Don't worry, he was more than happy to do so. And Saphira comes in to save them. They decide to go to a group that could use Eragon and his dragon for good, but not before Brom says his last words.
I need you. It's I who've always needed you. You gave me my life back again.
You know, before you technically took it away from me. It's a complicated game.
1 part brave, 3 parts fool.
Haha, my last words are calling you an idiot. So they bury Brom on top of a mountain. Oh, what? No monologue explaining why you're standing on 2 legs? No long-winded bullshit explaining what we already know? Come on, we can still have her blurting out the obvious.
A hero has died. I am sad. Water is wet. Dirt is brown. My paycheck is plentiful.
But it turns out someone's been following them, a young rebel named Murtog.
I'm Murtog, and you need me, Dragon Rider.
Thanks, but I'll be fine without you.
Why would you turn him away? It looks like he helped you back at the castle. Hell, he's been following you without a dragon and somehow kept up. You have an injured princess with you and just lost a rider. There is literally no reason not to use him. Oh, this must be the young, possibly untrustworthy rogue trying to gain trust. Except there's nothing untrustworthy about him. Oh, wait, it's revealed he's the son of a traitor. Sorry, the script got these 2 pages backwards. Oh, this is the order it was meant to be in? Well, in that case, you're dumb.
He is the son of Morzan, the traitor.
Son doesn't choose his father.
Nor explain who he is. Who are we talking about? He's a traitor. Okay, like he killed an entire army or took your turn at Call of Duty. What amount of judgment do we give to this? But things like emotional connections aren't important. We have to get to, let's see. Here we go. The bad guy giving his threatening speech to the, oh my god, what happened here?
Tonight, we destroy the resistance!
Aw, little Durza put on mommy's makeup all by himself.
Annihilate!
The boy is mine.
What was that? Didn't hear.
You shouldn't whisper when you want a canyon full of men to hear you.
I was hyped, now I'm just trying to figure out what he said.
Butt toys are fine? The evil armies do attack and Eragon gets ready to fight. Okay, not gonna lie. Dragon armor looks goddamn ridiculous.
Why me?
You choose a leader for his heart. Without fear, there cannot be courage. But when we are together...
As you're talking, there's literally people being slaughtered. You really picked the wrong times not to fight. But they make their way down to Helm's Deep shit and try to fight off the armies.
Let me out! Let me out of here!
Boy, give that guy some credit. He's on fire and he's still doing his job. I will atone for whatever my father did.
And I will rule my kingdom, or whatever it is I want to do.
And I will something dragon. Our motivations are clear. But ugly Loki arrives and Eragon tries to finish him off.
I expected more.
Oh, much like your sword, that joke was full of iron. Good night, folks. Saphira is having trouble though, so Eragon tries to use his magic to save her. Sadly though, it looks like there's bad news.
Saphira, some friends can't be replaced. Well, luckily some don't have to be.
What a dick. Yeah, that's what you get for not stopping them from imprisoning me, you little asshole.
Brom would be proud of you.
So, what do we accomplish? An army fought, a princess saved, a dragon born, and yet I really don't know what this all was supposed to amount to. What arcs were supposed to have taken place here that I haven't seen done better in a million other unique fantasies? Will Arya at least bake him a cake?
Did you know the people of the Varden already tell stories about you?
Cliched stories with literally no surprises.
Time moves quickly. Only yesterday you were a farm boy.
Today you are a farm man. And just when it looks like it's all happily ever after... Oh no! The biggest surprise of movie! Yes, that I have a dragon too! No, that we already knew.
Yeah, it was one of the first lines in the movie.
Oh. Well, what were you surprised by then? That you kept the dragon behind a map.
Yeah, who does that?
Does he have a bathroom back there?
Or a treadmill for walks?
Aren't you afraid if he sneezes, he'll set the map on fire? You know what? I don't need this. I've been hacking your screen to talk to you, and it is not easy. Wait, is that why you can hear us? No.
Hey guys, does anybody know who this is?
Pay no attention to the man behind the gym. I, the great gobbledygook, or whatever my name is, have spoken.
Well, I said my line.
Malkovich, what are you doing? Well, I was so embarrassed to be in this film, I thought it'd be better if I made you think it was a VCR game from the 80s. So, wait, this wasn't just a VHS game? It actually was a cinematic movie?
We told you, bitch.
I'm so confused. It's not like it's the worst movie. There's some pretty sights, and most of the actors do well. Most of them. It's clear there was effort put into this. But there's absolutely nothing new. How did a story and dialogue this by the numbers and so behind the times get made? It doesn't feel like a fantasy movie. It feels like a fantasy game where the story is more a side note to get to something else. Only in this, we never get to that something else. It's almost kind of tragic. It's clearly trying very hard, but it has no message or ideas that's worth trying hard to say. It's not awful, it's just not good. Well, that is Hollywood for you. Well, wait, aren't you gonna finish the game?
What?
Didn't you hear? It's fake.
Yeah, but a mediocre movie makes for an okay VCR game, and I want to finish this! No, I'm sure I'm getting an award somewhere for something. No! I need another Malkovich to close us out with fantasy cliches!
Anybody know someone that does impressions?
And thus my evil rule was thwarted, but even more was on the horizon. Like the prophecy of destiny, the romance between the rich girl and the poor boy who can't have her, finding the treasure of someone dead.
You know, John Bailey, I don't think this is working. Maybe this is just lame.
No, it's cool. I can do a face swap to look more like him. Behold my Malkovichness. Now, where was I? Ah yes, totally original fantasy stuff. Like coming across a group of ragtag fighters who don't get along. The army who looks like they have no chance but are then saved at the last minute. A kid from suburbia suddenly getting teleported to a magical realm. The villain who is somehow related to the hero. A magical little person who is either funny or annoying. The hero becoming ruler of the land even though he has no understanding of government. Simple societies being right and complicated societies being wrong. A woman who disguises herself as a man. A chosen one with a birthmark. A twist that everybody could see coming. A device or monster that's going to take over the world. The pretty place with pretty people who are good and the ugly place with ugly people who are bad. Minions who are idiots. Sidekicks who are idiots. Something tiny that is actually very powerful. Don't read too deep into that unless you feel it makes it more epic. Hey guys? Guys, you still there? John Bailey slowly hung his head in shame and returned to his own YouTube channel.
Do not prolong my suffering.
Hey guys, Doug Walker here doing the charity shout out, and this week we are doing the American Humane Association. Their mission as a network of individuals and organizations is to prevent cruelty, abuse, neglect, and exploitation of children and animals, and to assure that their interests and well-being are fully, effectively, and humanely guaranteed by an aware and caring society. American Humane envisions a nation where no child or animal will ever be a victim of willful abuse or neglect. As a recognized leader in professional education, training, and advocacy, American Humane joins with other similarly missioned individuals and organizations to make their vision a reality. There are tons of videos on their YouTube channel from not just everyday people who were helped by them, but celebrities too who talk about so many amazing people and animals and their tales of survival. Check out their site and their YouTube channel to see how you can make a big difference.